What's up, dudes and dudettes? This is NOELonPC, Mayor. No, Chief Planning Officer. That sounds better. Chief Planning Officer, NOELonPC, and I thought today we would start a multi-episode tips and tricks, kind of a beginner guide, I guess like a how-to cities skylines. So, episode 1, we're going to focus on transportation. Transportation is key. If you can't move people through your city's going to fail. So right in front of us here, we have a good example of how best to move people. That is the freeway. The freeway in front of you is a 3-lane highway. Traffic can go about 100 kilometers an hour. There's real time. Or 100 miles an hour? Is it 100 miles an hour? Or is this European? Speed 100. Okay, I'm going to assume it's kilometers an hour because I think this is a European game. So traffic can move at a whopping 100 kilometers an hour on a freeway. But the freeways can potentially get really congested. This is a slower area of my city, so you don't get a lot of congestion up in here. But if you do, there are some things you can do to alleviate it, like seen here. I've got off-ramps that are basically just making bypasses. They're getting the traffic that wants to just go right by this circle and continue on its way. It allows it to do so. That doesn't mean traffic will always follow it, because every car has a GPS in it. Not literally, like not every car, if you look on the dashboard, has a TomTom with a little screen on it that the people look at, but the computer calculates its route, and it's going to take the fastest route possible, and sometimes that is counter to what you're trying to do. I want 99.9% of the traffic that is coming straight through here to use this bypass, but they won't. Seemingly only about half of the traffic decides to use this, even if they're going straight down that way. They won't always use it. It's just one of those things. If the calculation is done and it doesn't feel like that's going to be the fastest route, it's not going to take it. So moving people is crucial, and the best way to do it is via roads. You're going to move the most traffic via cars. So highways. I cannot stress that enough. In fact, I've done, if I can find one, here we go, the double highway system. This is a slower section of it, so there's not a lot of traffic using the freeway, highway, freeway, I can't remember. So we've got the double-decker style here with every intersection. The whole place is grid mapped. So every little pod has, multiple ways in, multiple ways out, except on the bypass freeway. This upper level freeway only gets up and down at each crux, at each intersection. So these freeways are great for getting between all the various pods, but not necessarily a great way to get around in general. It's just a way to get to the general area you're going very quickly, and then from there deciding how you're going to get off, and then how you're going to, say, get to your house or your place of business. So check. Roads, check. Next thing is rail. Rail is super important. It doesn't move a ton of people, but it moves a pretty good sum of people. Let's see if we can see. How many people are we moving? We're moving about 2,000 a week, so about half of what the bus is moving, about a quarter of what the subway is moving. So we are moving a half decent amount of people. Tourism influx is basically non-existent, but, oh, oops. Just want to get rid of this. There we go. Okay, so the trains. Trains are really important, but here's the best tip I can give you. So pay attention. Okay, you got your listening ears on? Good. There's usually 2 or 3 train routes that come into your city. I think I have one right down here. Okay, so here is an entrance. This is how goods and tourists get to your city. Is you'll have a railroad that just comes in. I call this international traffic. Okay? You want to keep, now here comes the important part. All right, you listening? You listening? You want to keep your international route and your local route completely separated. So this international route is actually a loop that goes the whole way around. Oh, there's a cargo terminal. Right? It's a loop that just goes around the outside of the track. The reason it goes outside of the map, excuse me, not track. The reason it goes the outside, because I built the city with the 2 tracks connected. Here's another example of one that comes in and doesn't go anywhere. It just sticks to this outside. The traffic is flowing nicely by each other. I think initially this route went up and connected to my main local route. Okay, so what happens is for every train station you have, like this, for every train station, it's going to put in a certain algorithm of international trains for everyone that's connected to the international route, right? So I've got like 20 or 30 goddamn train stations. So there was like 100 international trains jamming and clogging up my line so bad that the entire system came to a grinding halt. And when I say the entire system, I mean there was literally a sea of red trains backed up around the entire map, and I was moving no people. I was moving like 50 or 60 people a week. So you have to keep your international and your national completely isolated from each other. So here's the 2 routes. We've got the international running along the outside and the local running around the inside. Oh, what the heck, really? There's a crematorium on fire? That is super meta. That is so ironic. Where is it? There it is, look at that. Crematorium burning to the ground. Yep, you heard it right. It is a crematorium burning to the ground. Obviously they're insured for it, right? Of course a crematorium is gonna be insured for fire. Conveniently right next to the hospital. What was that? Flamin' Ring Wings. Pernu Apparel. Trash News. Yeah, that sounds about right. Jubilee. Indie Lizard. The great people at Indie Lizard. Big Bite. It's crunch time. The burgers never look as good in the ad as they do in real life. Okay, so yeah, move people. That's the best thing you can do. Move people via train, via car, via subway. Can I show you subway? No. Yep. Okay, so there is my subway network. I guess that'll be the next talking point, is subways. Subways are really important. I'm moving 6,500 people. That is twice as much as bus, and almost 2.5, three-ish times, almost 4 times what the train is moving. So you can notice there is a little bit of, you can see loops. Pretty much every one of those little loops is a unique track. And then some of the loops come together to make slightly larger tracks. And then I believe there's even one train that runs pretty much the whole way around the outside. So that if you want to, transit between the various loops, you can do so. And then I think there's even many distributions. I've got probably like 25 different subway routes within this fairly large matrix. So subway. Same with bus. Bus is also important. How can I show you the bus route? Okay, so they're the blue line. Okay, I get it. Oh, no. Okay, so it's really faint. It's tricky to see. I'm trying to isolate a little pocket here. There we go. So there is a little route. If I can highlight it. Oh, it actually goes quite a ways down there. Okay, there. I'm going to make it flicker. Flicker. So that's a bus route. So what you do is you just make the stops, and it'll literally build a little bus stop and a little turn off, and people will actually stand and wait to get on the bus. It's adorable. So this is a good example of a bus route. It's small, it's micro, but there is a bigger bus route, I believe, that comes through here. There it is there. So that's a loop that comes down this way, and I think probably runs the whole length of this continent, this island. Again, you want to maximize the amount of people you're running. So you want long routes that can get people between all your short routes, but you want pretty much as many short routes as you can get. What else? What else do we have to talk about? Airports and ships. Okay. Airports I found not necessarily redundant. I'm sure they move a ton of goods, but they're really not bringing in a lot of tourists. I'm only seeing 46 a week. All right, and boats. Boats are somewhat as important. Not so much the harbor, 18 per week, but cargo. Cargo, of course, is crucial for importing and exporting of your goods. So yes, boats, planes, trains, automobiles. That about covers it, doesn't it? All right, guys, I hope you liked the video. Hope you share, comment. Well, like. No, you know what? This isn't exactly a video that you would share, comment, or like. It's not like you're going to post this to Facebook and be like, holy shit, you guys got to see this amazing intro to transportation video that this guy posted. So you know what? I don't expect you to do anything. But guys, until next time, peace, love, cheers.